The first package disappeared on a Tuesday. I was expecting a delivery, new laptop charger. Amazon said it was delivered at 2:17 p.m. I was home all day. No knock, no doorbell, no package. I checked my Ring doorbell footage. The video showed the FedEx driver walking up to my apartment building at 2:16 p.m. But instead of coming to my door, apartment 3B, he walked to 3C, my next-door neighbor's apartment. He scanned the package, took a photo, and left it at their door. I checked the shipping label in the delivery photo. It clearly showed my name, my address, apartment 3B. The driver had just delivered it to the wrong door. My name is Casey Morgan. I'm 28, and I work from home as a graphic designer. I'd lived in this apartment complex in Portland for 2 years. The guy in 3C had moved in 3 weeks ago. I'd seen him a few times in the hallway. Quiet, kept to himself. We'd nodded at each other, but never really talked. I knocked on his door that evening. "Hey, sorry to bother you. I think a package of mine got delivered to your door by mistake this afternoon. FedEx driver put it at the wrong apartment. Did you happen to see it?" He was about my age, maybe 30. Dark hair, friendly enough smile. "No, I haven't seen any packages. Just got home from work, actually." "Oh, well, the tracking shows it was delivered here at 2:17. I have doorbell camera footage showing the driver leaving it at your door." His smile didn't change. "I haven't seen anything. Maybe someone else took it." "The footage shows it was here at 2:17. You got home when?" "Around 6, but there was nothing at my door when I got home." I showed him my phone, the delivery photo, time-stamped 10:43 a.m., 4 minutes ago. His door, my package, clearly visible. "That's weird," he said, looking at the photo, "but I really haven't seen anything." "Can I check your doorstep, please?" He stepped aside slightly. I looked at his doorway. Nothing. The package had been there 4 minutes ago. I checked my camera 30 seconds after delivery. It was gone. "I'm sorry, I can't help," he said, and closed his door. I filed another claim. Over the next 2 weeks, it happened 5 more times. Different delivery companies, FedEx, UPS, Amazon, USPS, all delivering to apartment 3C instead of 3B, all showing my correct address on the label, all disappearing within minutes. I started tracking the pattern. Every package delivered to 3C's door, photo proof showing my address label at his door, package vanishes within 5 minutes, neighbor claims he never saw it. I installed a second camera, pointed directly at his door from my doorway, ordered another package, waited. Friday, 1:22 p.m., Amazon delivery driver walks to 3C, leaves package, takes photo, leaves. I watched my new camera feed, live in real time. At 1:27 p.m., my neighbor's door opened. He looked both ways down the hallway, bent down, picked up my package, took it inside. Door closed. I had him on camera. I knocked on his door immediately. "Hey, I need my package. I have you on camera picking it up." "What are you talking about?" "I have a camera pointed at your door. I just watched you pick up my package and take it inside." His expression didn't change, still friendly. "I just picked up my own package. It had my name on it, my address." "No, it was mine. It had my name on it." "I have the delivery confirmation email. It's my order, my address. Please give it back." "I don't have your package. The package at my door was mine." I showed him my phone. The Amazon delivery confirmation, my name, my address, delivered at 1:22 p.m. He pulled out his phone, showed me his screen. Amazon delivery confirmation, his name, his address, apartment 3C, delivered at 1:22 p.m. Same package, same timestamp. "That's impossible," I said. "I don't know what to tell you. This is my package." I called Amazon while standing in the hallway. The customer service rep confirmed one package delivered at 1:22 p.m. to apartment 3C, ordered by my neighbor, not by me. No, I ordered a package. Check my order history. I'm looking at your account now. You have no orders scheduled for delivery today. I checked my Amazon app while on the phone. My order history. The order I'd placed Wednesday was gone. No record of it. But my credit card showed the charge, $47.99. Charged Wednesday. There's a charge on my card, I said. That charge is showing as refunded on our end, the rep said. Refunded Thursday. I checked my credit card app. No refund, just the charge. I was going insane. I filed a police report, showed them everything, the doorbell footage, my second camera footage showing him taking the package, the delivery confirmations showing my address but his door. The officer looked at everything. Sir, the delivery confirmation shows his address, apartment 3C. The package was delivered to the correct address. No, look at the label in the photo. It shows 3B, my apartment. The officer zoomed in on the delivery photo on his phone. The label clearly showed apartment 3C. I grabbed my phone, pulled up the same photo. The label showed apartment 3B. We were looking at the same photo, seeing different addresses. I think you're mistaken, the officer said. The package was delivered correctly. If you're having issues with your neighbor, that's a civil matter. He left. That night, I sat in my apartment staring at my phone. I pulled up every delivery confirmation photo from the past 2 weeks. Every single label now showed apartment 3C. But I had screenshots from 2 weeks ago showing apartment 3B. I compared them. Same file photos, same timestamps, different addresses on the labels. The photos were changing. I ordered something else, a test, cheap phone case, $12. I waited for delivery. Monday, 3:15 p.m., delivered. I checked the address I'd entered during checkout, apartment 3B, my apartment. I checked the shipping confirmation email, apartment 3B. I watched the Ring camera, driver walked to apartment 3C, left package, took photo. I checked the delivery photo immediately. The label showed apartment 3C. I checked my shipping confirmation email again, still showed apartment 3B. I checked it 5 minutes later, the email now showed apartment 3C. I was sitting in my apartment, watching the email change, the address changing from 3B to 3C while I stared at the screen. I tried ordering again, triple-checked the address during checkout, apartment 3B, confirmed, place order, checked the confirmation email immediately, apartment 3C. Every order, no matter what I entered, confirmed delivery to apartment 3C. I called Amazon again. I need to update my shipping address. It keeps defaulting to the wrong apartment. I show your default shipping address as apartment 3C. Would you like to change it? It's supposed to be 3B. That's where I live. When did you move from 3C to 3B? I never lived in 3C. I've lived in 3B for 2 years. Silence on the line. Sir, our records show you've been at apartment 3C since you opened your account in 2021. I checked my lease, apartment 3B, my name, signed 2 years ago. I checked my driver's license, apartment 3B. I checked my bank statements, apartment 3C. I checked my utility bills, apartment 3C. I pulled up my lease on my laptop, apartment 3C. But I was holding the physical lease in my hand. It showed apartment 3B. I looked at the lease again. Apartment 3C. I'm sitting here now in my apartment. My door says 3B. My key opens this door. I've lived here for 2 years, but every record says 3C. My neighbor in 3C keeps getting my packages. Or are they his packages? I don't know which apartment I live in anymore. Everything says 3C, but I'm in 3B. Like if that story gave you chills. Subscribe if you want more. Let's jump into the next one. My name is Jessica Martinez, and I'm a flight attendant for United Airlines. I've been flying the same route for 6 years now, San Francisco to Chicago O'Hare, Flight 237, departing at 11:45 p.m., arriving at 5:52 a.m. Central Time. Red-eye flight, 4 nights a week. I'm writing this because last night was my final flight on that route. After what I've been seeing for the past 3 months, I requested a transfer. My supervisor approved it without asking questions. I think she knew. It started in December, 3 months ago. We landed at O'Hare at 5:52 a.m. like always, gate C-17, just like we'd done hundreds of times before. As passengers deplaned, I stood at the aircraft door saying goodbye, thanking them for flying with us. Standard procedure. That's when I saw him for the first time. An older man, maybe 70, wearing a brown cardigan and khaki pants. He was standing at the end of the jetway, just past where passengers turned toward the terminal. He wasn't moving, just standing there, facing the plane, watching people walk past him. I noticed him because everyone else was rushing. It's a Monday morning flight, business travelers, people with connections to catch, but this man just stood there, completely still, staring. I thought maybe he was waiting for someone, a family member on the flight running late to deplane, so I watched him while the last passengers filed out, watched him the whole time. He never moved, never looked away from the plane, never acknowledged the passengers walking around him. When the last passenger left and the cleaning crew came aboard, I walked down the jetway to grab my luggage from the crew area. The man was gone. I didn't think much of it, chalked it up to a confused elderly passenger from an earlier flight. The next week, I flew the same route, same flight, same arrival time, 5:52 a.m. at gate C-17. There he was again, same spot, same cardigan, same position, standing at the end of the jetway, watching passengers deplane, not moving. I recognized him immediately, the same man from the week before. I was sure of it. This time, I decided to say something. After the passengers deplaned, I walked toward him. "Excuse me, sir? Can I help you find something?" He didn't respond, didn't even look at me, just kept staring straight ahead at the aircraft door. I stepped closer. "Sir, are you waiting for someone?" Nothing. No reaction. It was like he couldn't hear me. I waved my hand in front of his face. No response. His eyes didn't even blink. Then one of the gate agents, Kevin, came down the jetway. "Hey, Jessica, you ready to head out?" "Yeah, just a second. I'm trying to help this passenger." I turned back to where the man had been standing. He was gone. "Which passenger?" Kevin asked. "There was a man standing right here, elderly guy, brown cardigan. You didn't see him?" Kevin shook his head. "Been standing at the gate podium the whole time. Nobody came through except your passengers." I started paying attention after that. Week 3, same flight, same time, 5:52 a.m. arrival at gate C-17. He was there, same spot, same posture, same clothes. I watched him from the aircraft door while passengers deplaned. I counted how long he stood there, from the moment the door opened until the last passenger left, 17 minutes. 17 minutes of standing perfectly still, no shifting weight, no looking around, just standing, watching. This time, I asked my coworker Jennifer if she saw him. "See who?" "The man standing at the end of the jetway, brown cardigan." She looked right at where he was standing. "There's nobody there." But he was. I could see him clearly as I could see Jennifer. Week 4, I asked the cleaning crew supervisor if they'd ever seen an elderly man hanging around gate C-17 early mornings. "Gate C-17? That's the gate where that passenger died, right?" My blood went cold. "What?" "Yeah, maybe 7 or 8 years ago, before your time. Older gentleman had a heart attack on arrival. Died right there at the gate before paramedics could arrive. Sad story. He was coming home to see his daughter. Last flight before Christmas." "Do you remember what he looked like?" She shrugged. "Not really. I just remember they shut down the gate for the rest of the day. Company policy." I looked it up when I got home, searched through old news articles about O'Hare incidents in Chicago. Found it, buried in a Chicago Tribune archive from December 2016. "Passenger dies at O'Hare Gate after heart attack." The article was brief. A 72-year-old man from Evanston collapsed at gate C-17 after arriving on United Flight 237 from San Francisco. He was pronounced dead at the scene. The flight had arrived at 5:52 a.m. There was a photo, a family photo provided by his daughter. It was him, the man I'd been seeing. Same face, same white hair, and he was wearing a brown cardigan in the photo. His name was Robert Miller. The article said he was coming home for Christmas after visiting his son in San Francisco. His daughter was supposed to meet him at the gate. He collapsed and died before she arrived. She was 10 minutes late because of traffic. After reading that, I started noticing other details. Every week, Robert Miller appeared at the end of the jetway at exactly 5:52 a.m., the moment we arrived, the moment the aircraft door opened. He would stand in the exact same spot, watching passengers deplane. I realized what he was doing. He was waiting for his daughter, looking for her among the passengers, watching for her face. She never came. She was 10 minutes late. He died before seeing her. And now, every Monday morning, he stands at that gate, waiting. I started acknowledging him. Every week after that, when I saw him standing there, I would nod. Sometimes I'd say good morning, even though he never responded. I figured if he was trapped there, waiting, the least I could do was recognize he existed. But then, 2 weeks ago, something changed. Flight 237 arrived at 5:52 a.m. I opened the aircraft door. Robert Miller was there, same as always, standing at the end of the jetway. But this time, he wasn't alone. There was a woman standing next to him, maybe 45 years old, wearing a winter coat. She was facing him, talking to him, though I couldn't hear what she was saying. And for the first time in 3 months, Robert Miller moved. He turned his head, looked at her, and smiled. They stood there together while passengers deplaned. The woman kept talking, gesturing. Robert kept smiling, nodding. When the last passenger left, I watched them, waited to see what would happen. Robert Miller reached out and took the woman's hand. She took his hand in both of hers. They stood like that for a moment. Then they turned and walked together toward the terminal. I watched them go, watched them walk through the crowd of early morning travelers, watched until they disappeared around the corner toward baggage claim. That was 2 weeks ago. Last Monday, I flew the route again. Robert Miller wasn't there. I asked Kevin, the gate agent, if he'd seen anything unusual that morning 2 weeks ago. Like what? Like an older man and a woman standing at the gate. Jessica, you know I never see what you're talking about. But I did some research, found Robert Miller's daughter's name in the obituary archives, found her on social media. Her profile was set to private, but her profile picture was visible. It was the woman I'd seen, the woman who'd been standing with Robert Miller 2 weeks ago. I sent her a message, didn't expect a response. She replied the next day. You were the flight attendant on Flight 237, weren't you? I saw you there. Thank you for always being kind to my father. I know you saw him. I came to the gate 2 weeks ago because it was 8 years to the day that he died. I wanted to be there at 5:52 a.m., the time I should have been there 8 years ago. I know it sounds crazy, but I felt like he was there with me, like he finally knew I came. Last night was my final Flight 237. We arrived at 5:52 a.m. at 8C17. Robert Miller wasn't there. The end of the jetway was empty. I think he finally found what he was waiting for. After 8 years of standing at that gate every Monday morning at 5:52 a.m., waiting for his daughter, she came, and he could finally leave.
I requested my transfer because I don't want to see that gate empty. I don't want to stand at that aircraft door week after week looking for him, knowing he won't be there. Some people might say I imagined it all. Stress, fatigue, too many red-eye flights. But I know what I saw, and I know what his daughter saw too. Gate C-17 is empty now. But for 8 years, every Monday at 5:52 a.m., a father stood there waiting for his daughter. And she finally came.
Honest question. What would you do in this situation? Run? Investigate? Let me know in the comments. If you're enjoying this terror, smash that like button and subscribe.